What is going on, my good people, man? This is your main man, Ben, here, and we are Talk Active. I work in technology field as PC Tech Administrator Analyst for at least 10 years. I like cycling, boxing, outdoorsy things. We generally talk about current events, technology, sports, cryptocurrency, or sometimes by request. We are regular people with factual experiences. It would be nice if you can contribute to the universe. Let's talk about it. What is going on, guys, man? It has been a while. Episode 42 of our Talk Active here, man. I'm really sorry we haven't been active since, what was the last episode we uploaded? June 24th. That was episode 41. That's more than a month. But guys, I'm gonna reiterate this. My bad. When summer hits and you are in a county that has winter, it tends to happen on my end, and the dedication for that one is on me. But it has been a while that we have uploaded things, and there's a lot of good things happening in the past month or so, mentioning, Olympics. Olympics is amazing because people from different nations, don't you love that? You see the unity, sportsmanship minus those doping things and all that. That's why it's doping and it's bad because, it's cheating. That's why, note, quote unquote, Russia doesn't have that flag in Olympics, and they're labeled as ROC for Russian Olympic Committee because of that very reason that they have, a lot of controversies in their country with their sports commission for doping. And the first time I've seen that is from cycling, and it's crazy. The famous doctor in there, the head of their, sports commission in Russia, administered those things on their athletes. When I say things, those are doping things. We got to understand, in Olympics where sportsmanship is the key to, test of human capacity in terms of physical abilities in sports. That's why you're gunning for the gold. Speaking of that, Philippines, Heidelin. First ever gold from the Philippines was taken by Heidelin in, I would say 50 or 50 kilograms weightlifting. Amazing. Once again, Heidelin is, if you have an idea and a support in terms of food, equipment, and all that stuff, Philippines is a third world country, so we don't have that a lot. Imagine, ever since we joined the Olympics, this is our very first gold medal, and a woman handled it. Come on, man. Round of applause right there. I mean, once again, I would say I'm not disrespecting the men, but women have different wires in their brain. And once again, it showed in this specific event in the best time of human in displaying of, sports and physical capability. Amazing. Congratulations, Heidelin. You deserve what you have right now, man. And speaking of that, man, those trials and now tribulations, it's amazing to see those people succeed in doing what they do, because one thing for sure we're going to talk about here, we have tackled a little bit stuff here, man, and I would say it's related because always inspires me about when I talk about self, life, and what we called, what do we say that? How do we say it in the Philippines? What you see in life, how you handle yourself and how you handle the joy, enjoyment, and all that stuff is in your heart. So what we're talking about today is filter changing. What is filter changing, guys? So in the word itself, filter, oil change, you need that filter in your AC, in your duct, in your house. If you have that central AC, you got to change the filter. Overall, filter is a device that filters and purifies, at least that's the goal, to have more quality. For example, in air quality, you filtered out those pollens, those dust mites, those any other stuff. There are different types of filter. You can buy those lower grade filter that just filters the pollen, or you want the more higher quality one that filters dust mites and all that microgens and whatever you see in there. They vary on prices, but overall the goal is filter, purifies the air better. So are the oil change and all that stuff. This filter is applicable to us in our daily lives, guys. I must say, filter is a maintenance that we need to change, okay? And why are you asking this? You don't need to filter your brain. Yeah, you do. But overall, whatever drives the brain goes back to what you have in your heart. So where I'm going here is, I must say, we have to change the filter in our heart. We talk about this. Proverbs 4:23. I put that in my rap. When I was creating some rap, 24 bars or just for fun, I put that in there. One of my Proverbs 4:23, just guard your heart, because heart is the fuel for everything that we do. Whatever we feel, heart pumps it out. If we feel hostile, we are surrounded by hostility. The heart feels that heart becomes hostile as well. If the heart feels happy, you graduated in an environment where graduates finish 4 years, 5 years of their education. That heart purifies it and absorb happiness. When we say filtering the heart, we need to change the filters in our heart, because filters do get full, and filters, if you don't change them, they don't actually perform what they're intended to do. Filters get clogged. Filters will be inefficient. In fact, filter could cause more problem than it's not intended, supposed to do. So, how are we going to change a filter in our hearts? There's a couple of ways. There's for real a couple of ways. But for me, there is only one way. There's only one way. First off, we have to recognize that everything happens in our life. Whatever you say that you did this, you're a master of whatever business, you are on top of, hired by a big company to become the best of their talents, photographers, videographer, whatever. That's good. But people tend to take credit themselves after the fact that they have achieved a certain level in life, achievement, CEO and all that stuff. They take all the credit. Of course, there's a work in it involved, decisions that needs to be made. But then again, all of this is not under us. This is allowed by God. That's a fact. Once this is allowed by God, there is a higher purpose. So what are we changing the filters in our heart is we're aiming for the higher purpose. So if we achieve a certain goal in our life, we don't take credit in that one. That was allowed by God because there is a higher purpose allotted to us. Now, that being said, changing filters in our heart can be hard because we are people and people tend to go back to old bad habits if we tend not familiarize with what we have in front of us. What we're going here is we shoot for a higher purpose. We have to go and focus on that higher purpose, leaving behind the much more lower or lesser purpose to make way for the much bigger purpose here. That itself What happens if people will only achieve? They would take all those self-credit, but it doesn't work out like that. God allows all of this. And I must say, when we put in that thought in our hearts, in our minds, then there is a definitely sudden change, I believe, because if you don't apply this, this won't be all necessary. You don't need to listen to this one, but we are advising and we are experiencing things. We don't want to be what do you call that terminology? The bias thing, that based on my experience, this is what happens. And when other people doesn't experience that, they will adapt those TED Talk. They will adapt those people that's influencers and they will apply it. For example, I experienced this. I was abused by men, and as a result, when other people hears that, they will thought of men are abusers. We don't like this, and based on what other people experience, they adapt that. That's not the proper way to do it. I mean, not all men are bad. Let's be honest. But based on people these days, especially, travel of information and social media is so crazy fast, and influencers influencing not the proper way and just glorifying themselves, glorifying their achievements, then they will take all the credit. But little you know, guys, if you take all that credit and you think that you did that in your own will, then you are in wrong. You got to change your filter more often, because God allows these things for us because we are set on higher purpose. I must say that right off the bat. If we fail on achieving our goals, God allows that as well. So changing filter starts within, especially our heart. So we are in success. We took more credit, and it is God's will. We always need to give thanks to God. That being said, if you want to change your filter, like what we mentioned, setting higher purpose, leaving the lower purpose behind. What is the lower purpose? Anything surrounds that impacts your life. Toxicity, relationship, work, bad habits. It could be your friends. It could be a different situation. But this is the one that needs to be filtered. First, you need to change your heart. You need to give credit to God. Basically, God is the filter. Toxicity is the lesser purpose that needs to be filtered. Higher purpose, we're stepping out to that comfort zone and reaching out to the bigger picture. That's what we're looking at today, guys. So filter changing is a must in our hearts. That way, it will manifest in its own. It will show up the way you think, the way you act, the way you react will based on what you have, because your heart fuels everything. It's a bit heavy for episode 42, but it is a must because it has been a while. So that's why we didn't put some reviews and all that stuff. But we tackle some, man. But I'm glad you guys are in good health. I hope you are in good health, and keep on praying and give thanks to God, because summer is almost end. That being said, we are going to get into another vacation soon. Hopefully everything would be okay, especially the COVID thing. We're going to hit Cancun, Mexico for the second time. And we are so excited. There's a lot of activities and planning ahead now because of this event. But this is going to be the August, highlight of the August, probably the year, vacation of the year. We've been spending a lot of time, me and my family, for the past couple of years. And this is vacation number 3. And we are looking forward to spend more time, because this is not the end of the vacations this year. And I hope you guys are experiencing peace, love, and that's all we got. That's what we have. And I thank you guys for listening, man. A short jab hit for our Talk Active. It has been a while. It's been good seeing you guys, talking to you guys. Always remember, always remember, God is good all the time. It's your main boy. Peace out.